Blogosfera in compagnia di Jordan Schiele, siamo da Louis Vuitton e Toile a Roma. Hi Jordan and nice to meet you.
It's very nice to meet you as well.
Jordan è uno dei vincitori di Journeys Awards di Louis Vuitton. Ci racconti che esperienza è stata partecipare a questo concorso?
What was like your experience in participating and taking part in this movie contest?
I had actually participated in the first edition, and I was shortlisted as a finalist for the first one. And I think the first time I was just very excited by the idea of being able to show my work to many people, and not just in one country. And so with this edition, I had the same, excitement and enthusiasm, and I guess every step of applying and then seeing the film on the website and encouraging people to vote, and then being selected as a special jury mention, it was a very surreal experience. And because as a filmmaker you want to find an audience, but sometimes you're not sure who that audience is, and the best way perhaps is to share your work with as many people as possible, and then there will be some people who respond to your work and others who won't, and this is a fantastic way for a young filmmaker to try to find an audience.
Qual è stata l'ispirazione per il tuo corto?
Which was the inspiration of your movie?
I mean, the idea of the encounter, I really thought about what an encounter is, and you can think of it as something very literal, you can think of it as something more abstract, and as a filmmaker, and just as a person, I'm interested in the idea of childhood and parenthood, and first experiences, and how those shape the way that you think about the world for the rest of your life. So I found a face, a child who, for whatever reason, I thought had something that invoked an emotion in me, and I wanted to do a film with him. And I thought about the topic of the encounter, and what is an encounter that we experience as children, which can affect the way we think and look at the world for the rest of our lives. And before thinking about what exactly this encounter was, I thought about what will be the consequence of the encounter. And for me, it's always important to be open to the world and to people, but sometimes the world and people challenge us, and when we're open, sometimes they defy us, and they pose this question of whether or not we should shy away from the world, or if we should always be open to them. And I'm a firm believer that we should always be open to the rest of the world, because for me this is what life is about. You don't know who you'll meet, you don't know what places you'll go to, and you don't know what either places or people will, what effect they'll have in your life. So if you're not open, then you're really closing your life off to any experience you may have. And, but sometimes life challenges us, because when we're open, it backlashes occasionally. And so this is a story about a young boy who is open, very open to the rest of the world, and for the first time maybe in his life, he's reaching out to a stranger, or to a strange experience. And when he does, it backlashes against him. He tries to do something good, and in the end, something bad happens. And so it's up to him and for us to decide how you respond to that. Will you continue to be open to the world, or will you close off from it?
Cosa ne pensi ad oggi del rapporto che c'è tra internet e il mondo del cinema?
What do you think about the relationship between internet, so the webosphere, and the movie, the cinema?
The relationship between film
Film and
it's a complicated question, right? I'm thinking about the question personally, like what is my relationship between watching films or experiencing films on the internet. In the end, it's allowed me to see many films, and to see lots of, not just films, but video work and photography and visuals, images, stories, people. It's, in a way, although there are some issues, of course, with sharing work and protecting your work as an artist, In the end, it's allowed the world to deeply connect in a way that it's never had previously. And of course, it can lead to things like recently with an American filmmaker in the Arab world, Muslim world, making a film that had a very negative effect and left a very negative impression for many people. So it's both a positive and a dangerous thing. For me, in a personal level, I've been able to see parts of the world that I can't travel to very easily, wherever. And with this project, with Louis Vuitton, you've been able to share your work with people. I don't even know where I've shared my work, which is very exciting. And in the future, I hope as a filmmaker, I can find ways to share my work online as well, because I mean, as of now, there's no comparable way of reaching out to people.
I tuoi progetti di lavoro futuri?
Which are your next step, your next projects?
Right now, I'm working on 2 different scripts, but primarily one that I am writing at the Cannes residence in Paris. And I live in Beijing, but I've moved to Paris. I've been there for about 1 month, and I'll be there for another 4 months. I was invited by the festival after submitting a script and a project to develop there. And it's a wonderful experience where they support us to live in Paris and develop our scripts, and hopefully we will meet producers who are interested in our project. And the project that I'm working on is a feature film. It's my first feature film, fiction, to be shot in China, in Chinese language. And it's a thriller. And in a way, actually, I mean, it's a different film from this short, of course. This is only 3 or 4 minutes long, but it deals with similar themes in terms of an encounter and a journey. And it follows the journey of a single mother whose boyfriend disappears with her son. So it also deals with this topic of someone taking advantage of you and you allowing them to for the purpose of a greater good. So it's a very personal film in that way, and it's a film that I hope to make in the next year or 2.
Thank you very much and see you soon.
Thank you very much. See you soon.